In the world of buddy cop comedies, few films have achieved the level of success and adoration as Rush Hour 2. Released in 2001, this action-packed sequel took audiences on a wild ride through the streets of Hong Kong and beyond, all while delivering side-splitting humor and dynamic chemistry between its lead characters, Lee and Carter. From the hilarious banter between Inspector Lee and Detective Carter to the adrenaline-pumping action sequences, Rush Hour 2 quickly became a fan favorite, solidifying its place in the annals of action comedy history. But what is it about this film that continues to captivate audiences to this day? At its core, Rush Hour 2 thrives on the dynamic relationship between its two protagonists. Inspector Lee, played by the legendary Jackie Chan, is a disciplined and skilled martial artist with a strong sense of duty. On the other hand, Detective Carter, portrayed by the charismatic Chris Tucker, is a fast-talking, wisecracking cop with a penchant for breaking the rules. Despite their stark differences, Lee and Carter form an unlikely bond as they navigate the seedy underworld of Hong Kong in pursuit of a powerful crime syndicate. It's this clash of cultures and personalities that fuels much of the film's humor and heart, as the two characters learn to overcome their differences and work together as a team. But Rush Hour 2 isn't just about laughs and camaraderie. It's also packed with thrilling action sequences that showcase Jackie Chan's unparalleled martial arts skills and Chris Tucker's comedic timing. From high-flying acrobatics to jaw-dropping fight choreography, each action set piece is a testament to the talent and dedication of the film's cast and crew. And let's not forget the iconic massage parlor scene, which remains one of the most memorable moments in action comedy history. Beyond its entertainment value, Rush Hour 2 also touches on themes of friendship, loyalty, and cultural exchange, as Lee and Carter navigate the complexities of their partnership. They learn valuable lessons about acceptance, respect, and the importance of teamwork. Carter and Lee head to Hong Kong for a vacation, but become embroiled in a counterfeit money scam. It's vacation time for DT, James Carter, and he finds himself alongside DT, Lee in Hong Kong wishing for more excitement. While Carter wants to party and meet the ladies, Lee is out to track down a triad gang lord who may be responsible for killing two men at the American embassy. Things get complicated as the pair stumble onto a counterfeiting plot by Alec, a crime boss Stephen Rain, and triad Ricky Tan, an ex-cop who played a mysterious part in the death of DT, Lee's father. Throw in a power struggle between Tan and the gorgeous but dangerous who Lee and the boys are soon up to their necks in fistfights and life-threatening situations. A trip back to the US may provide the answers about the bombing, the counterfeiting, and the true allegiance of sexy customs agent Isabella. Then again, it may turn up more excitement than Carter was looking for during his vacation. Chief Inspector Lee and Detective James Carter are back, but this time they're now in Hong Kong on a vacation. However, soon after they arrive, a bomb explodes in the American embassy, and Inspector Lee is assigned to the case, which becomes personal when it is discovered that the man behind it is Ricky Tan, Lee's father's former partner. Tan, who played an instrumental role in his father's death, who is now the leader of the Triads, the most deadly gang in all of China. The American and Hong Kong authorities soon get into a fight over the jurisdiction of the case. Lee learns that Ricky Tan will be attending a dinner party on his boat. When confronted, Tan claims that someone is trying to frame him. Tan's underling, Hu Li, appears and shoots Tan, and he falls off the boat. In the chaos, who Lee escapes into a sewer emerge in downtown Las Vegas, but Carter and Lee are forced to be sent back to Los Angeles. But later in Las Vegas, at the Red Dragon Casino, Lee has been framed when Ricky Tan faked his death and is now still alive, but who Lee places a small bomb in his mouth and gags him. But will Carter save him when he still makes a big commotion and distracts the security forces? In need of a vacation after nearly destroying Los Angeles in rush hour 1998, the mismatched duo of investigators, the ace Hong Kong Police Chief Inspector Lee and the LAPD detective Carter, find themselves neck-deep in trouble after an explosion in the American embassy. Now, with the murderous triads being behind it, Lee and Carter must track down the dangerous crime kingpin, Ricky Tan, as the string of clues led them back to Las Vegas. Can the bulletproof detectives crack this difficult case? Lee and Carter are back. This time they're in Hong Kong. Carter wants a relaxing vacation, but Lee just wants to do police work. At a nightclub, Lee spots an evil agent named Ricky Tan, who runs an evil gang of counterfeiters. And his partner is a woman who delivers packages containing bombs. Lee and Carter follow these two aboard a boat where their attempted bust really busts. So Lee and Carter fly back to Los Angeles where they meet a woman in the Secret Service who helps them on their mission to find the counterfeiters. Lee and Carter are captured by the bad guys but soon escape into a sewer emerge in downtown Las Vegas. Leop, Detective James Carter Chris Tucker, is on vacation in Hong Kong, visiting his good friend Hong Kong Police Force Chief Inspector Lee Jackie Chan. Carter is interested in having a good time. However, soon after he arrives, a bomb explodes at the American consulate. Inspector Lee is assigned to the case, which becomes personal when it is discovered that it somehow involves Ricky Tan John Lone, his late police officer father's former partner. Tan, who was suspected, but never proven, of having a role in Lee's father's death, is now a leader of the triads. The United States Secret Service, led by Agent Sterling Harris Yulin, and the Hong Kong police force soon get into a fight over the jurisdiction of the case. Lee, believing Tan is the head of the operation, learns that Tan will be attending a dinner party on his yacht. Tan scolds his underling, Li Zhangzi, who then leaves as Lee and Carter confront Tan. Tan claims that someone is trying to frame him. Li suddenly appears and shoots Ricky Tan, making her escape in the chaos. And an angry Sterling holds Lee responsible for Tan's death and orders him off the case. Carter is ordered to be flown back to Los Angeles for involving himself. However, Lee and Carter return to Los Angeles together. On the plane, Carter tells Lee that in every large criminal operation, there is a rich white man behind it, and that man is Stephen Rain Allen King, a Los Angeles hotel billionaire that Carter says he saw on Tan's boat, and that his calm demeanor during the shooting was suspicious. They set up camp outside the Rain Towers, spotting a sexy Secret Service agent named Isabella Molina Rosalind Sanchez, whom Carter met on Ricky Tan's yacht. After they watch Molina undress and a few misunderstandings, Molina tells the two men that she is undercover, looking into Rain's money laundering of $100 million in super dollars high-grade counterfeit $100 bills. Lee and Carter pay a visit to Kenny Don Cheadle, an ex-con, known to Carter, who runs a gambling den in the back of the Chinese restaurant he owns. He tells them that a usually broke customer recently came into his establishment with a suspicious amount of $100 bills. Carter speculates them and confirms that they are Rain's counterfeits. They trace the money back to a bank friendly to the triads, who are waiting for them and knock the two cops unconscious, with Molina looking on. After arriving in Las Vegas, Lee and Carter wake up inside one of the triads' trucks and escape. After finding out where they are, they realize that Rain is laundering the $100 million through the new Red Dragon casino film at the now demolished Desert Inn. At the Red Dragon, Lee and Carter split up. Lee attempts to infiltrate the back area to find the engraving plates, which were used to make the counterfeit money, while Carter makes a distraction to attract all the security, allowing Lee to pass. However, Lee captures Lee and places a small bomb in his mouth, then takes him up to the penthouse, where it is revealed that Ricky Tan faked his death and, as Lee suspected, is in charge of the operation. Tan soon departs the room, and Molina attempts to arrest Lee, leading to a confrontation between the two, but despite Molina's best efforts, she is defeated due to Lee's martial arts experience. In the ensuing chaos, Carter is able to free Lee from the bomb in his mouth before Lee has the chance to detonate it. Carter then fights Lee, while Lee heads to the penthouse to prevent Tan from escaping with the plates. In the penthouse, Rain opens the safe and takes the plates, running into Tan as he leaves. After Rain announces he is cutting their deal short and keeping the plates, Tan stabs him with a knife, killing him. Lee arrives and confronts Tan, along with Carter, who shortly appears after accidentally knocking out Lee. After a tense standoff, where Tan admits he killed Lee's father, Tan tries to break free, but Lee kicks Tan out of the window and he falls to his death. Lee then enters, holding a time bomb. Lee and Carter leap out of the window just as the bomb goes off, killing Lee. They slide on decoration wires with their jackets and barely escaping the traffic on the street in the process. Later, at the airport, Sterling thanks Lee for his work on the case. Molina says she would like to tell Lee something, and proceeds to kiss him for a short time, an event witnessed from afar by Carter. Lee and Carter plan to go their separate ways, but Lee reveals that he has always wanted to go to Madison Square Garden and watch a New York Knicks basketball game. Carter tells Lee he could go for one more vacation, and the two of them decide to go to the Big Apple. In the end, Rush Hour 2 isn't just a buddy cop comedy, it's a story about two unlikely heroes who overcome their differences to save the day and forge a lasting friendship in the process. And that's why, nearly 2 decades later, audiences continue to revisit this timeless classic. So whether you're a longtime fan or experiencing Rush Hour 2 for the first time, buckle up and get ready for the ultimate buddy action comedy thrill ride. Because with Lee and Carter on the case, you're guaranteed non-stop excitement and laughter from start to finish.